Hey guys, Brian from Snowwalker Bushcraft, and this is dog bane. I harvested this up a little while back, and you can use this actually for making cordage, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Our focus is going to be cordage in the Back to Basics series. Don't go away. Okay, so we were talking about dog bane and how we can use that for primitive cordage, and I'm going to go into the primitive cordage later on, and I will actually give you a couple of different plants that you can use for primitive cordage. But right now, let's talk about cordage that we can carry in the Back to Basics series. You know, the old standby has always been, you know, carrying hanks of paracord. You know, carry a 100-foot roll, and you'll have that, and it can be used for a lot of different applications. Okay, you have an outer sheath, then you have the 5 to 7 strands on the inside, depending on if you get a commercial brand or if you get a military grade. Okay, what I also like to carry though is I like to carry 2 different sizes of bank line. I carry a thin one for smaller applications, and then I carry a thicker one that I can also break down if I actually needed to. So it's dual and multi-purpose. With those cordages, I can pretty much assume that I can do whatever I need to do while I'm out there. Okay? Now let's talk about the primitive skill. The primitive skill in itself to make cordage is usually a 2-ply reverse wrap. Okay? I see a lot of different videos out there, people showing milkweed, they show dog bane, they show yucca, they show nettles, they show thistle, you know, inner barks of different trees. And that's all fine and well. But the one thing is, that's constant, is the 2-ply reverse wrap. And that's what we're going to work on today. Okay, so we're talking about the 2-ply reverse wrap today. And a lot of times I hear people saying that they don't have any way of actually practicing making their cordage. And actually, ironically enough, you have things in your home that you can use to actually create the muscle memory while you're learning to make your cordage. Now what I have here, this is just toilet paper that's been ripped and tied into strands. Or, I'm sorry, just created into strands. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to create cordage out of this. And this is a medium that you can use to practice your cordage. Okay, we know that cordage is comprised of many different fibers. And once it's twisted together, it makes our cordage. And that's what we've done here. We have 4 pieces of toilet paper. Now, in the beginning, what you're going to want to do is hold all of your ends here. Okay? I'm left-handed, so I'm doing it left-handed. If you're right-handed, just reverse your hands. Okay? This is the end. Now, if you go up to the top, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take your fibers, twist them away from you. Then you're going to come underneath, and you're going to twist back on itself. Okay, so there's 2 motions. Okay? Again, we're going to twist and then wrap. Twist and wrap. We're going to continue this, moving down the line. Okay, making sure that we don't, well, kind of lost that piece, but, and we're just going to keep moving down. Okay, unfurl our fibers, making sure they don't twist up down below. Okay, and what we've done is, as you can see, we've created cordage. Okay, that's the muscle memory part of it. That's all you have to do. Let's take a look at another medium. Okay, right here, what I've done is I've actually just taken 2 pieces of newspaper, and I've done the same thing. Again, we continue with our twist, turn, twist, turn, twisting, and turning. All the time, we're creating a length of cordage. Okay? Now, if you want to practice with fibers, as opposed to doing this, after you get your muscle memory here, what you can use is jute. Now what I've done here is I've taken 2 pieces of jute, I've just unfurled them, and as you can see, there's your exposed fibers. Okay, all I did was unravel them. Okay, so for the purpose of today, we have it like this. We're just going to hold our end. You can actually tie this off in a knot, overhand knot, and you can do this with your fibers. I'm going to show you another way as well. Okay, there's the end of our cordage that we're going to create. We have our fibers separated. And again, we hold it here, we twist and grab. Twist and grab, twist and grab. We're twisting, we're grabbing and turning. Now if you want to know what it looks like there, then there you go. And you can see that we're making a length of cordage. And you would do this with your natural fibers as well, adding as many plies as you need. Okay, now let me twist this up and then we'll show you how to do a splice. So we've twisted our piece of cordage, and now we've gotten down to an end in which we have fibers that are longer, and then we have a shorter one. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to create a splice. And you would be using this while you're using natural materials because you want to lengthen your cordage. Okay, so let's say we take this piece of cordage, and there's 2 ways to splice. Okay, the first way is you would take this and put this right into your other bundle. Okay, have it come out just a little bit, and now you just go right ahead and you continue with the same movement and the same muscle memory. And then what you have, you'll see there's your splice, and it continues right along into your wrap. And then when you're done, you just cut that tag end off and dress it up and make it look nice. That's the first method of splicing. Now let's move on to the second one. In your second method of splicing, what you can do is you take this and actually put it between the 2 pieces. Okay, so you have a little bit running here. You're going to be like making a loop per se. Put it right into that V right there. Now again, you just continue on with the same muscle memory and the same movement. This way it's between the 2 sections, and you don't really have to worry about so much of that tag end. Okay, and here's your splice. Okay, and there you go. It's all about muscle memory, and it's all about practicing. Okay, so we've gone over the reverse wrap, and again, it's all about muscle memory. It doesn't matter the medium or the material that you're using to create your cordage. The movement is still all the same, right? Some of the plants that we can use for cordage, I'm going to read off to you in my journal because I want to get them all to you. You know, these are different ones that you can use. It's just a matter of the processing that we use to create those fibers to make the cordage to begin with. Okay, and some of the ones are dogbane, milkweed, nettles, yucca, the inner bark of tulip poplar, the inner bark of cedar bark. Okay, you can use spruce roots, you can use Virginia creeper if you're not allergic to it. You can use cattail leaves, you can use water vine, you can use grapevine, you can use honeysuckle. You know, there's a strangler vine, there's agave, there's willow bark, weeping willow. If you use the green bark, you can use that. You can use the inner bark of walnut, you can use the inner bark of cherry, and you can use thistle. Okay, there's many different ones. Things that you're going to want, the characteristics of the fibers that you're going to be using, they have to have flexibility, they have to have the ability to twist them, they need to be of a good length. You don't want to keep trying to make things that are this short, okay? And it has to have some strength to it, okay? It's not going to be any good if you're going to make weak cordage, especially if you're using trap triggers and things of that nature, or if you need to make a net, or whatever the purpose is that you're using, you know, especially if we're talking about shelters. We'll talk more in depthly when I go into the primitive aspect of it, but right now what I want you to do for the Back to Basics series is just getting your muscle memory in how to use and how to make the 2-ply reverse wrap. So this is Brian from Snowwalker Bushcraft, and thank you for your views and your comments. Until the next one, walk the woods.